In this video, we're going to talk about the top 5 lessons from 4 years of living abroad in the Gambia, West Africa. I want to talk about these top 5 lessons because it has a lot to do with mindset shifts, and mindset shifts and mental strength has a lot to do with you being able to embark the journey, start the journey, but then also to be able to maintain it. So the first lesson that I had to learn the hard way, I learned this lesson after, it was like, it's a little bit embarrassing to say, but a few years after starting the journey. So it's been 4 years since my family relocated to the Gambia. And I want to say that this lesson I learned after, it was like close to 3 years. Again, embarrassing to admit, but not to put a time frame on your adaptation. So for example, saying it should take me 1 year to adapt. It should take me 6 months to get used to culture shock. It should take me 1 year to get used to the environment, the heat, the lifestyle changes, the transition, any part of the journey, like just putting that deadline on that deadline for yourself to adapt. I do feel like that was one of the really big mistakes that I made because of the uniqueness, well, just in general, but then also because of the uniqueness of how our family made Hijra. So if you've been following the channel, you know that the entire time we've been in Gambia, like my husband has been traveling back and forth to Gambia, and from Gambia to the US to work, so I was saying to myself, I should be used to it by now. I should be used to this by now. I should be used to certain aspects by now. And I have found that mindset, I wasn't like giving myself enough credit for the hard work that was done, the mental strength that it took to be able to embark that journey, to be able to endure it, to sustain it. The deadline for adaptation, I feel like that can be one of the biggest mistakes. You just, it's more helpful for you to say, however long it takes, I'm going to adapt. I'm going to adjust. I'm going to stay positive. I'm going to continue working towards, just being able to thrive within this new lifestyle that you're creating for yourself. Trying to figure out what I want to do with this lighting. So I don't even want to tell you guys what time it is. It's an odd hour, but I got up to get some tea and to do some work. And then I was just like, what better time to create a YouTube video. This video is just random, unscripted, and I just felt like having a heart-to-heart conversation with you guys. So lesson number 2 would be wishing things were different, like saying to yourself, this is not normal, like why are things like this, or this is common sense, and just constantly being stuck in the norms of your own culture and the society that you were raised in, you were brought up in, and just dwelling on, wishing things were different. Oh, if only this was like this, or if only they would learn how to do this, or if only Gambia was like this. So you're more able to thrive when you accept the country for what it is. When you stop, you have to be intentional about it. It takes a lot of inner work, for you to stop comparing every single thing, like, something as simple as, I remember like when I first experienced eating out in Gambia, and our family, we love pizza. So we had went out to get pizza, and I remember just like, I was so furious about how long it took. So even when you go get fast food in Gambia, it's never going to be fast. Even if you order even if you skip the burger and you just order some fries, and you can literally sit there for like 20 minutes, so getting used to that type of thing, and just saying, and these things are minor things, but it's just because of the background and like the fast, convenient culture that we come from, it's like these things seem like major inconveniences until we adapt to it. But like, yeah, like this doesn't make any sense. If only they could get better with, serving food in a timely manner. If only they could get better with, so like just doing that whole comparison constantly. If you do that every day, you'll find yourself being a lot more miserable than what you would be if you could just accept the country for what it is, for it being Gambia, it being different, and it not having those similarities to what you're used to your own country. So lesson number 3 is a little bit difficult to talk about while I'm not in Gambia, because I know some people are going to think that I'm just talking junk because I'm not in the country right now. And that's definitely not the case. But lesson number 3 has to do with the brother-sister trap. And I talk about this in my course, my Land Buying 101 course. I talk about the brother-sister trap, and it's basically like there's 2 parts to it. One is like falling victim to different scams because of coming with this whole like, okay, the people that fall victim to the brother-sister trap are people that are really have like Pan-African motivations, and like I don't know what to call it. So when you come with this whole like sentiment of I'm going back home, I'm coming to the motherland to connect with my ancestors, not ancestors, but to connect with my my people, like we're all from Africa, and we're going to be brothers and sisters, and everyone's going to look out for each other, and we're all going to sing kumbaya, and like my brothers and my sisters are going to look out for me. So when you come in with that deep rooted pride of like going back home, a lot of times you let your guard down, and you feel like your brothers and your sisters from the motherland understand what it is that you've been through living in a Western country. And you feel like they get you, and they're not going to let you down. They're not going to take advantage of you. They're not going to prey on your weaknesses, and they're going to help you accomplish and thrive. And unfortunately, a lot of those in the diaspora actually get scammed and taken advantage of, because quite honestly, your brothers and sisters in Africa are not really aware of what you go through living in America or in wherever your home country is. They may see a little bit about it on television, but they're not fully aware, the same way you may have been exposed to somewhat of life in Africa, but you're not fully aware or informed until you actually go and experience it for yourself, or you become involved with people who've had those experiences, and you learn through conversations. But just generally, no, they really don't understand what it is that you've been through. So it's just like an unrealistic expectation that we can have. And that's one part, the brother sister thing. And I hate to call it a trap, but the reason why I call it a trap is because it's like for those people that are natives to the country, to Gambia, that are actually like con artists or scams, they use that vulnerability of you having your heart so invested in high hopes with Africa. And, but anyway, so that's part 1 of it. And then part 2 has to do with religion, with Gambia being over 95% Muslim. And then we come and we have these unrealistic expectations. I don't know, like we know Muslims are not perfect in our home country. We know that just because you're Muslim, that doesn't mean that you have upright character. But then for some reason, when we move to Muslim countries, it's like we just expect everyone to be noble, and that's not the situation. So another form of the brother-sister trap is like you wholeheartedly just having this unrealistic expectation of your brother and your sister in Islam to have your back, not let you down, not scam you, not take advantage of you, or like exploit your vulnerabilities. So we do fall head over heels in love with the idea of being in a Muslim country, and we just like we just don't exercise proper due diligence, and we don't do exercise caution and all that stuff. And a lot of times it can get you taken advantage of. Alhamdulillah, I don't have too many stories. Of, getting taken advantage of, but there are some expats that have tons of stories. Everyone's experience is different. But I know that, even myself included, to some degree, I definitely let my guard down, in regards to some things. Yeah. After moving to a Muslim country. Lesson number 4 would be understanding the thing that you expect to struggle with may actually be the thing that you don't struggle with. And then the thing that you expect to be easy may be the thing that you struggle with the most. So that's very important to just like kind of go into the situation like open. And not even it's hard to go in without having expectations, but be flexible with it. And then know that when you encounter things that you're struggling with, that you expect it to not be that difficult, just accept it. Like, accept it for what it is and try to work through it instead of beating yourself up and feeling like you're a weak person and, oh, I didn't expect this to be hard. Once you realize that you didn't expect it to be hard, but it is something that is a challenge, then you just kind of have to take it as, this is my test. This is the unexpected test, but I have to focus on working through this and just kind of give yourself the time to work through it. And, don't like have your mind made up about what you're going to struggle with, what's going to be easy, what's going to be hard, because there's literally no way for you to know until you get there and you experience it for yourself. Like, people can tell you stories all day long about their experiences with living in Gambia, but none of those people are you. You're one unique person. Everyone is unique in their own way. So you can never really know how you're going to react to the different aspects of making hijrah until you start the journey. So just like, that has to do also with, just expectations. I remember like our very first time, that I traveled back to the US after relocating to Gambia. So whenever we moved to Gambia, I had in my mind that my family was like leaving forever, or not forever, but like a lot of years, a really long time. So I didn't plan on visiting the US again until my teenage son was like 18. When we relocated to Gambia, he was 13 at that time, and we were going through a lot, and he was going through a lot, and I just felt like I wanted to just keep him in a safer environment and in the motherland in Africa, so he could get his wild boy phase, out, and he can live the boys will be boys lifestyle and live to see another day and all that stuff. So I was just like, okay, I have to keep this boy out of the US until he grows up and he understands the dangers of outside and everything. So I remember the first time we traveled back to the US, and I needed my son Adam, I needed him as a mahram, because my husband was already in the US, he was working, so I needed Adam to actually travel with me. I was pregnant with baby number 9, and there was a lot of reasons why I didn't want to experience like childbirth in the Gambia. I'm not gonna get into that in this video, but I went all the way like up to my 8th month of pregnancy, and then I just decided that I couldn't do it. I had to return to the US to have my baby. I was devastated. I felt like I had really like let myself down about my goals my goals of staying in Africa, my goals of like staying for this certain period of time. And, so it was just like, I'm kind of all over the place with this video because it's not scripted or anything. But, so it's like a couple of things. So the first thing is like having the mindset of I'm leaving and I'm never going back. I feel like that is, it's not a good mindset to have in the beginning, because everything is just so new, and you literally do not know how it's gonna unfold. You don't know, like, different roadblocks you could run into. You could have emergencies, you could have, like, God forbid, you know, but you could have any reason that forces you back to your home country even if you want with all of your heart not to experience that. I know our family had been through it a few times, and I was beating myself up, like, for a really long time about, this is not how our journey is supposed to go. This is not a real hijra. Like, I'm trying to make hijra, but it's not working. Like, we left, but we have to keep coming back. We keep going back, you know? So I had to do the whole one mindset shift, was like, there is no right or wrong way to do this. Like, and I don't know why it took me years to really accept that and understand that this thing is going to look different for everybody. And you have to embrace your journey and your path the way that it unfolds for you. You can't necessarily compare it to other people, because you don't know the ins and outs of their lives, and you know why it is that they're embarking their hijra journey the way that they are, what their circumstances, what their unique circumstances are. So it's like, you know, Allah will open paths for you. He'll open doors for you. And you just have to navigate, and you have to take what you have and just use what you have and make it work for you. It is holding yourself to that strict, like, okay, I'm going and I'm never coming back. Another funny thing is, when we initially had relocated to Gambia, the financial position that we were in, I couldn't even imagine us being able to come back. So it was just like, okay, what it took for us to actually leave, like, as we left as at the time we were a family of 10. My husband and I had 8 children at that time. We have 9 now, alhamdulillah, but we had 8 children at that time. And when we relocated, it was just like, okay, like, I don't even know how we would even ever have the money to come back if we did decide to come back. So it was just like, yeah, this is going to be, if not forever, a really, really long time. But when we first moved to Gambia, I was like, I expected it to be really hot, because that's just the reputation that Africa has. Like, it's always hot all the time. Bismillah. So I was like, okay, let's see how the body adapts to the heat. And I was thinking in my mind, like, okay, how long is it going to take for me to decide whether I can do this forever? So I was like, hot. And I remember the temperature, it was really humid for like 2 weeks. I'm not saying it stopped being hot after 2 weeks, but we adapted, or at least I did. After 2 weeks, I was like, okay, yeah, I can do this. I literally had made up my mind in my head. I was like, yeah, I can do this forever. After 2 weeks, I was like, my body adapted. Yeah, like, I can do this. But then I started saying to myself, like, it should take me a year. I don't even know where I came up with that time frame, but it was like, it should take me a year to fully adapt to Gambia and the lifestyle changes. I'm going to end the video because it is nighttime. I am getting a little bit sleepy. I'm starting to lose my train of thought, but I'm going to continue on making videos for my channel. I really love to be able to help you guys along your ways on your journey. And you can tell me in the comments what types of videos you would like to see. For those that are new to the channel, this is not my usual content, but I am outside of the Gambia now, so I'm just trying to use what I have to keep my content going while I'm traveling and visiting the US. So until I hear from you guys, in the meantime, I'll just continue posting the content that I feel like will be helpful. All right, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video.